Stephano tries to bring it on back, and MVP tries to take it to 3-1. As we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner here as our Red Terran representing LGIM, and now he'll be representing Europe in the Korea finals. Give it up for MVP.
The homeboy MVP.
Yeah. And spawning up the top left as our blue Zerg representing France and EG, giving out that GLHF. Give it up for Stephano.
All right. When does MVP's 2 racks come out? Which map? Which map does MVP 2 racks on? Doesn't look like it's going to be this one. But we'll keep that in consideration for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
MVP currently leading 2 wins to 1. The first player to get 4 wins will be our champion here today, claiming that $20,000 first place prize goes as #1 in Europe over to the Korea finals.
I'm sort of surprised that
Unlike Newkirk, Stephano decided to scout in anticipation of a potential 2 racks to go 3-1. In trade-off of not scouting, he sees the barracks been placed down. Depending on how he goes with this drone, he may go in to check the gas. And I think he really should. I mean, it's a little bit wasteful to go home without checking it. We'll see if he does, though. Because right now, without seeing the gas, he doesn't know if this is one barracks command center or if a gas has come down. The difference between both is astronomical.
Yeah, it is. And now, having a little bit of a look around.
Yeah, he sees.
The gas.
He wants to try and get out. Can't get the best of both worlds. It's either scout the gas and not get out, or go and not scout the gas.
Or steal the gas, or at least deny it for a little bit as moving on around it. But Reaper's on the way here for MVP, so he's going to get some good intel himself against what his opponent is up to. Not too much out of the ordinary here for Stephano. Gas timing, all right, getting some speed.
But he sees, with the drone here, he sees, we have a tweet here from Sean Plot himself. Hello at Day9 TV. I might be a full-time caster, but today I get to be the fan. E.g. Stephano and LGIMV putting up a great fight. Thank you for watching, Mr. Day9 TV.
Yeah. And now, that second Reaper on the way here for MVP. Looking to power out across the map. Do maybe a drone, maybe one drone, or at least get some good intel. But again, he's not really going to see too much out of the ordinary. Stephano's pulling straight off gas here once he has that 100 gas. And we'll start that speed.
All right, let's see if we can get a drone kill here as MVP jumps in with the Reaper, and he does have a second one to back this up. Behind this, a factory is a normal Reaper follow-up, but so far, every single game, MVP's changed his build. Every game, it's been different, and that's how well he plays in a best of 7. He could play anything, any build, any composition on any map, easily. Defensive or aggressive, as mentioned before. And this is such a key strength in playing a best of 7. Stephano has to react, has to adapt, has to change around himself.
Yeah, and he's trying to kill off these Reapers where he can, but MVP's not going to give him that boon. He is not going to allow those 2 to die. We're going up to 4 queens once again, so Stephano wants to go for that aggressive creep spread into the middle of the map, try and control every single little aspect he can do, try and deny Hellions from doing much damage at all, and that quick Hellbats with the armory is on the way once again.
Yeah, it is. So Stephano doesn't know this is coming yet. And MVP keeps up the pressure with these 2 Reapers. Speed is about to finish, so this is the point around 6 minutes where MVP either stays around and potentially loses the Reapers, or he goes back. And Stephano, with only 4 Zerglings, doesn't really have anything to challenge this. It is a bit risky for MVP to stick around.
Yeah, and he's going to poke away, and, well, he's going to bring those Zerglings out, but still, Roach Warren does go down once again. So, and this is actually more Akelon Waste akin timing to what we saw in comparison to Newkirk Precinct. Running on back with these Zerglings. It's very minor, of course, but still, little things do count.
Little things do count indeed. As the creep spread starting to make its way out, the Roach Warren is going to be very useful in defending this, and here comes a double evolution chamber. I'm not sure this time around if it is Roach or if it is Zergling. I'd imagine it's going to be Zergling play, just because of how dominant Medivacs will be if Stephano ignores going over to Mutalisks. though. The Hellbats are on their way. Stephano has a pretty good Overlord spread along the left-hand side and the right-hand flank of his base. Potential spawning Overlords.
Very, very good spots indeed. And a few Roaches now on the way out here just to try and keep himself well defended. Stim starts up behind this for MVP. Slight supply block, but not too much in the end as he is already producing those Hellbats anyway. Speeding on out, sees that Starport without an add-on, so I think he's pretty sure he knows what's coming, to be honest.
Yeah, well, he should do for sure. He's got to be careful not to send these Roaches out too far. Otherwise, the Hellbats, of course, will just pop in. Stephano spots the starport. This should be good enough to tell that the reactor's still in the factory. This is just probably going to be Hellbat drops again. 2 Spore Corals get started. And this looks like the medevac is going to be spotted by the Overlord. Great positioning here by Stephano. And where is Roaches going to be by the time this gets ready to drop?
Yeah, those Spore Calls are on the way, as you said, and with that now, the Roach is coming back along with the Queens to actually support. Once again, focusing down fantastically there on that medevac with that Queen, forcing the liftoff. He couldn't get a single drone kill, so nicely done.
1-1 Zergling upgrades is the choice for Stephano, going over to Zergling Muta, as expected, eventually going over to the Mutalisk. Meanwhile, it looks over in MVP's base. He hasn't got a 3rd command center. He's added on an additional 2 barracks, and he's kept up his Marauder production. He's going into a similar style of what we saw previously. Marauder and Hellbats joined together. The key to this is going to be a lot of units and seeing this way before it comes. If he doesn't spot this early enough, this could actually kill Stephano's 3rd base. And in that regard, Stephano probably loses the game. It's going to be very important for him to realize what's going on.
Yeah, the edge just completely is given then to MVP. And whilst I was saying, hey, it's hard for a Terran to take a 3rd base, it's also pretty hard for Zerg to take a 3rd base on this map as well, as the Hellbats start to do the damage they want to. Every little bit of damage they did then is great for when this follow-up push comes, because it's small once again, but if he gets over there and if it was at full health and the hatchery survives by like just a smidge, then it would have kicked himself.
And look, no double engineering bay, no 3rd command center.
Whoa.
Just additional 2 barracks here.
So aggressive.
He's pumping this. He's pumping his resources into an assault. Great transfuse there by Stephano, but I'm feeling worried that he hasn't identified what's going on yet. A medevac barely escapes with 6 hit points. Stephano's going to need more Bailings than what he has currently. His creep spread's decent, but it only extends to about, less a quarter of the map at this point. He needs to push this further. He needs to be able to engage properly. He's currently droning 10. He's actually going to drone over to his 3rd base. He has no idea until this very point.
He needs to bring that Overseer up. He needs to see those extra barracks there. He sees one of them. He sees the... Well, I mean, he sees an extra 4 barracks
he needs
at least.
Units. It's coming already. And right now he has 2-2 on the way. I fear he doesn't have enough army supply at this point. 33 army supply for Stephano against 68.
Whoa.
This is a killer push, and he may not have identified it early enough.
That's so much here. He starts 2-2 upgrades, but he needs to save every single last morsel of production he can, every single last resource. Put those into units. The Spire's already been seen behind this as well. And he's bringing SCVs. MVP knows that this could be the killing move here. If this 3rd goes down and those Banelings do not get the connections that they want to, then this is going to be catastrophic. And they don't. The army is retained. MVP pushing on, really pushing back those Roaches right now, doing so much damage here to this location. And I don't know if these Roaches can hold it.
Stephano makes the hold. He has 2-2 upgrades and a Spire. This time he's not opting to go for Mutalisk. He's trying to get the Bailings out. We'll see if he can hold. He needs to hold. Where is the holes that we see from Stephano game in, game out? He has a supply advantage to the point. If he comes crushing into the Marines and then reinforced with a lot of Roaches and Zerglings, he may be able to do it. 16 Roaches were in the production just there.
He's slowly but surely holding this off. There's only been 12 workers actually being killed. Sorry, 8 workers being killed here for MVP. The Banelings trying to connect with what they can, but the split here for MVP is so strong. The Banelings really don't get the ideal connections that they want. More Roaches trying to flood in here, more trying as best they can to hold this off, but MVP has claimed that ground.
He's claimed that ground, but Stephano has a 4th base to the right-hand side, which he can use later on, so it's not that important that that's gone down, but still, Stephano can't lose loose units. He needs these 18 Zerglings he's making. He needs these Banelings that were just cancelled on that right-hand side. 12 Banelings are getting more. Can Stephano keep this up? He's going to lose his 2-2 advantage from his build, but
these Roaches trying to hold on as best they can. They also need to do the damage as well as save those evolution chambers, as you pointed out. Right now, the Roaches are going down, though.
MVP's going to do it. He's breaking through. The Banelings. Big attacks from Stephano. Is it going to be enough? They somehow come from somewhere. I don't know where from, but At this point,
He's safe for 2-2. The 2-2
11
might
roaches.
finish.
2-2, and he transfuses that evolution chip. That's going to be crucial in defending this. Remember, the SCV count's incredibly low, 33 to 50. Stephano's holding for this point. It looked like MVP was about to break through Kolaris. 10, 12 more Zerglings. 2-2 is going to complete. MVP may not be able to break this down.
Still the parade on the way though for MVP. Still the medevacs adding more longevity to this army that wasn't present there before. The Roach is trying to push this away. He needs to save that hatchery. He needs to keep the lava. He needs to keep the potential economy alive for him. Behind this unit, workers is 50 to 37 in favor of Stephano. If he can shut this down, slowly but surely he will gain that economical advantage. He already has it in his grasp. Centrifugal hook starts.
Yeah.
He needs that. He needs it.
He's found some room to get that out here, and he's even found room to build 4 drones. Stephano may have held this despite not seeing it until the very last moment here, to be honest. The Overseer was going in as the army was moving out. Stephano's droning heavily here. He's even found time to go over to Mutilus, and with keeping those 2-2 upgrades alive, there are no upgrades for MVP. 0-0 across everything. Only just now we've seen a +1 attack come in. Stephano has made the hold.
There's still no third command center for MVP. Everything for MVP relies on this assault. Be it the drops that are already being hunted down by Stephano, be it the aggression that's trying to hit this third base that MVP needs to kill off. He's going to try and go for it. The Banelings actually move forward. Centrifugal Hook's not done yet, though. Stephano wants to buy some time here whilst these Roaches do complement them.
Yeah, Mutilus about to come in, and they're going to make things a little bit awkward for MVP here. Even if he loses this base, it's not the end of the world, as long as he crushes what MVP has out there, but it's still a very strong force. MVP has the supply lead. Where is Centrifugal Hooks? It's still not ready.
It's not. He needs to retain those Banelings constantly, but that expansion is going to go down. The bio finds the surface area. It needs to a fantastic position there for MVP, killing that off. A lot of his bio did die to some of those Banelings, but there's not really that many Banelings. We have 36 Zerglings in production.
And 10 more Banelings. Even if Stephano loses that third, it's not the end of the world. Remember, MVP only has 37 SCVs. He has no third command center. It's not about economy. It's about army supply. So it's all about beating each other's army out at this point. With Centrifugal Hooks done, it's going to be incredibly different to Micro, especially on creep, which still exists, because every single set of energy that he has is mules, because he needs mules. He doesn't have energy to scan. Stephano has 180 supply. He's behind his supply. Can he make a hold? +1 attack is soon to finish for MVP as well.
And this shows how important that solid focus on the creep strip was initially. He's going to try and run in here. Will they actually be able to connect? More SCVs have actually been pulled off here, but the split for MVP was amazing. Now pushing back Stephano once again, loses hardly anything to those Banelings, and MVP really ramping up against Stephano. More Banelings trying to connect.
Get the Marines. He doesn't. The SCVs go down. The Marines stay alive here. 22, 20, 30 more Lings are coming in. Banelings do get more. Stephano continues this miraculous hold, kinda, at the moment, but the MVP is smashing down. SCVs are down at only 20. He needs to make this hold. If he can, he'll win the game. Is Stephano going to be able to do it?
Will the Banelings connect? They connect with Marauders once again. There's so many Marines that are actually being retained, and they're bringing out more bio here. Slowly but surely, Stephano's army is being killed off. 65 army supply to 30. Stephano tries to continuously hold on. He knows that his opponent's army is mostly just trying to pile across the map here, so these engagements can keep continuing. The supply's so close, but a lot of that's in markers for
only
Stephano.
3 Banelings. Only 3 Banelings. These Banelings have to hit, otherwise MVP is going to probably pick up this game. Stephano's trying to macro as best as he can. More and more units are coming across. Remember, mules are fueling all of this. Stephano somehow needs to break this, otherwise MVP is going to take a 3-1 lead. The Banelings come in. Good spread. Oh my god, MVP, what a great spread. And MVP, if he continues like this, he's going to pick up this game.
Yeah, these Roaches now on the high ground trying to exploit their position as best they can do, getting a bit of a good concave on some of that bio whilst it's on the way in once again here. He's going to pick off a Hellbat after Hellbat, but that's a lot of Marines with a lot of firepower here trying to hunt this down. A lot of this has been down to the fact that Stephano has great upgrades behind all of this, but the numbers are just too great here for MVP. He's killing off a lot of drones. He knows he's on the verge of taking this game at number 4, making it 3-1 against Stephano. There's no units left for Stephano, and now 65 army supply against 3. GG. MVP moves on to 3.